Today we're going to be working on the final page, the query edit page. It's the final page I'm making videos on. There's actually one more page, the utility page, but my experience is the utility page evolves gradually with using the program. Like, you'll discover more and more utilities you want to use in order to do extra things like clear out files or whatever. The query edit page looks almost identical to the DVD input page. So in order to simplify life, why don't we just left click the mouse button and drag a tracking rectangle over all these controls. And then when you let the mouse go, you notice all the controls are selected. And then right click and say copy. And then select the query edit page and do a paste. And then reposition the controls so they look a little better. And then we need to click away from them so that they're not all selected and start selecting them individually, because we're going to need to rename them in order to not have a conflict. I'm surprised this didn't copy the name. Call this TXT QE record count. And then for the title, call this TXT QE for query edit title, and then CBX QE location, and CBX QE genre, and for the scene checkbox, actually I was going to change this so that they didn't conflict, but I'll just leave the conflict for now. CBX QE scene. Although that really should be unseen, shouldn't it? I'll change that to unseen. Wow, I gotta change that the other place too, I guess. Did I change the name? Yes. And I guess that's all of them. And we might as well just get rid of the sticky since that's no longer relevant. I'll select it and press delete. And then we basically need to copy these two functions that fill in the combo boxes for genre and location on the input. And we need to change all the names to match the new controls. So I'll just, I've already done that and put it in the clipboard, so I'll just paste those. And I noticed that one of these is wrong. Yeah, this is doesn't affect anything, but the comment is different from the actual title of the function. It's good to have a compulsive personality. And then we need to add the call to these two functions to the form load, so we fill in the 'cause, 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 'c combo boxes for genre and location for the query edit page as well as for the data input page. So we've added the query edit genre and the query edit location combo box population calls. And I think that's pretty much it in terms of filling in the initial form. I'm going to save everything and try compiling and running it and see if these the locations are actually filled in and the genres are actually filled in. And then instead of having one button, we want to have about 3. So on this button, let's rename it BTN query and change the text to query. And then it's already selected, so we can just copy this button and paste it. Line these up and call this one BTN count. And put count. This is for when you just want to count the number of records that have certain conditions. And it just occurred to me to do this actually a short time ago. So it'd be useful to have that function. And then we'll paste again. And call this one BTN clear. And change the text to clear. And now we want to double click on the clear to bring up that event handler. And as usual, it moves down the comment that's on the previous one. Guess it doesn't want me to do that, but I'm going to keep doing it anyhow. And we basically just want to make all these controls go back to primal state, you know, their original clear state, a pristine state. And so we need to get all the names. Say CBX QE unseen dot checked equals to false, and TXT QE well, record count's good, dot text is equal to a null string, and TXT QE dot text is equal to a null string. And then for the CBXs, you need to say dot selected index. Which, I don't know, you can hardly see that. And say equals, and 0 will just select the first one. So what you want to say is -1, which is sort of the blank before the list. And then we want to do the same thing for CBX QE location. think that's everybody. Don't have any errors. I don't see any. So if we save and compile and run this, and say we select a location of Sci-Fi 1 and a genre of film classic, and just type in some random junk for title and check unseen, and then we click on the clear, everything clears out. So that's probably enough for the first guy. We're going to be continuing with the query edit page in the next video, where we actually look at creating a query. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video and learned a lot, and I'd appreciate it if you'd subscribe.